You could slip by me?
I didn't want to bother you, Megan, okay?
Right. You mean you didn't want me to stop you from going in and seeing Brooke?
Now, why would you do that anyway?
Well, you see, part of my job is to keep certain people out of our office.
Okay, I deserve that.
You blew a good thing, Ridge.
Thank you, Megan, for pointing that out. I really appreciate it. That's why I'm here, so I can try and make amends.
Well, I think it's a little too late.
Only when pit bulls of an assistant don't give an inch.
Brooke went on a date last night, Ridge.
Yeah, I know. Pain in the butt. What? Is pain in there now?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, pain is.
It is so nice to finally meet you at last.
So nice to meet you. Lauren has done nothing but sing your praises.
Likewise. I've been admirer of the Foresters for many years now.
Well, I hope that's still the case.
You've heard about my run-in with Amber, haven't you?
Not every single detail, but I did hear there was some kind of personality clash.
Let's just call it a misunderstanding.
Well, that's why I asked you here. I wanted to make sure that we didn't chase off a potential client. You are a potential client, aren't you?
Potential? No. We are officially in business. I have here an order for the Winter Ambrosia line. Fenmore's wants to carry it in all their West Coast stores.
Oh, Miss Payne, thank you.
Please, will you call me Jackie? Anyone that knows what somebody had for dinner the night before, a little enchilada with some pico de gallo.
How would you... Are you...
Mm-hmm.
Nick's sister?
Oh, my dear girl. We're gonna get along famously.
Just keep it.
So the knee bone is connected to the thigh bone.
Hey, you.
Hi.
Look at you. I almost didn't recognize you. Was that the
Oh,
bear?
right, yeah. Took off a little weight.
Well, Captain Payne in a designer coffee house? Huh. You better not let Corky or your other friends find out about this.
Well, if they find out, I'll know who told them, and then a certain someone may find herself back in the hospital.
Heard about that, huh?
Yeah. I also found out why you got there. I was a little curious when Forrester picked you up at the boat. He was a little bent out of shape, and now I know why.
Well, it's over now.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, he came to me in the hospital and basically said we had to end it. Whatever it was. He didn't want me to get hurt again. Or anyone else. And he's right.
Good. You haven't seen him since?
He's probably really busy with my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah. Sure they're back together by now.
Why would she have gone out on a date with me?
Go away.
Deacon?
There's nobody here. At least according to the Forrester lawyer, there's nobody. No rights. No power. No kids. Nobody.
So what, are Brooke and Payne inseparable now?
Pretty much. That's how it would seem.
You take her to the Cafe Russe?
Las Olas.
Ooh, big spender.
Well, I don't think that matters to Brooke.
She's not exactly the slummit type, Megan.
maybe her priorities have changed.
What do you do for an encore? Drag her into some sleazy dive to do shooters?
No, let's see. They sailed through the marina, looking at the stars. Very romantic.
Oh, yeah, and that tin can of his.
It was a dinghy.
A dinghy. Oof. She must have loved that.
Yeah, she did. As a matter of fact, she said it made her feel like a teenager again.
Yeah, I'll bet it did. Payne obviously doesn't have a clue how to romance a woman.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Besides, she hates beards.
He shaved for her.
He shaved?
Yeah.
How sweet. She fell for that?
Rich,
Hey,
Rich.
Payne, what are you doing in here?
Smooth, Rich.
So you made arrangements with Amber to see little Eric?
Yeah. But some suit shows up, you know, Beverly Hills attorney. Tells me that the Forresters don't want me seeing my kids.
Well, I hope you told him to go to hell.
Look on his face, you'd think he was already there. I mean, this guy just ripped me up one side and down the other. About where I live, about how I can't keep a job, about my drinking problem.
But all that's changing.
Well, apparently it's changing too little, too late. Mr. Young said the Forresters don't want me around Eric and Hope. I mean, God knows what kind of monsters I could turn him into. I got him that gorilla because little D told me once that it was his favorite animal because they're big and they're strong and nobody pushes them around.
Deacon, you're not who they say you are.
On paper, I am. And you put that in the hands of the legal system, which is what Rick and Brooke want to do, I'm screwed.
You and Mom?
Yeah. Last night, as a matter of fact. You might say I swept her off her feet.
Oh?
Yeah. There was one point where they never touched solid ground.
You took her for a boat ride, didn't you?
Yeah. I was being literal about the feet thing. But I do think I charmed the pants off her.
Oh, God, please tell me you're not being literal now.
Well, tell me what's wrong with two adults spending time together?
Nothing. Nothing, unless it's my mom and anyone but Ridge. You know, she does this. She takes some poor guy and she just strings him along.
Right. Forrester comes crawling back. I know, she told me about the whole pattern.
And that doesn't bother you?
Being a stringy? No. Actually, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sorry for the interruption, Jackie. It won't happen again.
Well, I'm just glad that we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other. And you, young man, I'm going to have a word with your father about your manners.
Lovely to see you, Jackie.
How do you and Eric and she all...
Oh, Logan, it's a long story.
Okay. Well, forget about that for now. I'd like to hear your story. You better start by getting down on your hands and knees and apologizing for barging in here.
You're either a head case or a masochist.
I think you left out optimist, didn't you?
What is there to be optimistic about? I mean, my mom basically told you you're just a means to an end for her.
Well, that doesn't mean the end has to be Forrester, does it?
God, now you're delusional.
Because I don't think Tarzan is a big prize, no offense.
Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the point is my mom believes it.
I think he's damaged his image this time.
She'll forgive him. She always does.
There's one difference, Bridget.
What's that, Nick?
This time I'm in the picture.
You want me on my hands and knees, huh?
You know I don't mean it that way.
Can I still apologize?
Not that it's going to do any good.
Megan told me you were in here with pain. She neglected to tell me the little detail that it was his mother.
Even if I was in here meeting with Nick, it doesn't mean you can just barge into my office like you have some kind of proprietary right.
Well, can I help it if the thought of you and Popeye makes me a little nauseous? You won, Brooke, okay? You won. You've got everything you want now.
I told you.
You expect me to believe you're not getting a little bit of satisfaction out of driving me crazy?
My date with Nick wasn't about you, Rich.
Oh, so then it was a date then.
Look, we had a good time. That's all you need to know. Now, can you please just leave?
How good a time?
We didn't spend the night together, if that's what you're worried about. And no, I didn't suddenly discover my soulmate, the one that I never knew I had. We had fun. We danced and we talked and we told stories and ate and drank.
We've done that.
Yes, we have, but we've always had to pay a price. Either fighting with Stephanie or fighting with Massimo or finding out there's another girl in the picture. I can't tell you how nice it was going out with a man and not having to deal with all that history. It's kind of like the way you and I used to be. I would get excited about seeing you, and we would have a great time, do silly things and daring things, and the rush that would come with that. And we had our whole lives ahead of us. We just could do anything, and everything was possible. That's what I want. That is what I deserve. What everyone deserves.
Look, I know that we can't go back to square one, Logan. But I don't think that needs to prevent us from finding that freedom again. I know we can do it.
Rich, it was hard enough with Caroline, and it was even harder with Taylor. And now how am I supposed to find that freedom with you after everything that happened with Bridget? I remember a long time ago when we first started seeing each other. We were up in the cabin, sitting by the fireplace, and you looked at me. And I'll never forget the look in your eyes. It was as if you just folded me into your arms and promised me that nothing would ever hurt me ever again. So, how am I supposed to look into your eyes now, Rich, and believe anything that you say? How? Please tell me how.
So you're just gonna let Brooke and her son get their way?
Please, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
And the courage to change the things I can. You owe it to your children to at least try.
See, I don't want my kids growing up thinking their dad abandoned them. But if Brooke and Rick want to keep me away, what am I going to do? I don't exactly have the resources to fight them. You know, $1.50 in the bank is not going to get me Johnny Cochran.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure, Deacon. I mean, with the Forresters involved, that's publicity. I guarantee you there are any number of influential attorneys out there who would be willing to represent you.
You know, there'll come a moment when I have to prove that I'm a decent role model. Now, how the hell am I going to do that?
Because you'll be one. You already are. Come on, you're going to meetings. You've got a good job.
Yeah, right. An agent with one client.
Make that two. That is, if you're willing to represent me.
You mean I can't do that. That's above and beyond the call.
I'm not doling out charity here. It just so happens that I want to get my career back on track. I need somebody with talent and fresh ideas.
You think that I could help?
I sure do. Come on, you took an unknown and you turned her into a star overnight. When I think about the agents that do nothing but sit around town sitting on their butts and collecting people's money.
You know, I'd work hard for you. I would, every day.
I don't doubt that for 1 second. Now, do we have a deal?
You know, nobody has ever done anything like this for me.
Well, they've been missing out.
You're right. I didn't keep my promise. I didn't protect you the way I said I would.
Is this where you try and defend yourself?
I could give you all the reasons in the world, Brooke, but the fact is, I blew it. You gave me your heart, and I let the world stomp on it. Massimo, Mother, I should have stopped them cold. I should have done everything in my power to keep them away from you. But even worse than that, I've always put all of my women on pedestals. Everyone but you.
Why? Why, Ridge?
Maybe because it's easy to love the perfect woman. No risk of being hurt. But you and all your crazy, wonderful, passionate human frailties. I knew I'd have to put it all on the line, Brooke. Was I scared to death? You're damn right I was. Did I want to just turn and run to another ideal woman? No. No. Because you have always been the one I depend on, Brooke. When everything in this damn world seems like it makes no sense at all, you're the one that I need.
Ridge.
Brooke, let me love you. Let me love you. Let me give you what you've always given me. Let me give you my heart. Let me give you all of my heart.
No.
Brooke.
I'm sorry, Ridge. This time, I can't risk it.
I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to win you back.